Hey everybody, Ash here with Gents, and welcome to This Week in Fragrance. This, of course, is the weekly series where I go over any new releases that have been announced, news in the fragrance community, and coupon codes to use for purchases online. It's been a pretty slow week as far as new releases go, so there's not too much to cover there, but there is a lot of stuff to talk about outside of new releases. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So just a couple of new releases. The first one that I'm going to talk about is from the House of Zoologist. It is Chameleon. For those of you that are unaware, Zoologist is a fragrance line that is inspired by animals and the habitats in which they live. Chameleon is supposed to launch in spring of 2019. Chameleon does have a lot of notes. I'll go ahead and just read those off to you here. It has top notes of bergamot, lemon, Madagascar, ylang-ylang, mango, pink pepper, starfruit, and violet leaves. A mid of cashmeran, clove, coconut, frangipani, jasmine, saffron, salty skin accord, and sea breeze. And a base of amber, woods, musks, opopanax, patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla, and vetiver. So there is a lot going on there, definitely. Zoologist fragrances are very unique. The packaging on them is very, very nice. Oftentimes they appeal to collectors or people that are really hardcore into niche fragrances. I've smelled a number of them. They're very high quality. This one, just reading off the notes, seems like it's going to be very wearable, so it's one that I'm interested to check out. Up next is DS Durga. They have two releases. They're an American niche fragrance house. Their names are Amber Kiso and Amber Teutonic. A note from the brand on Amber Kiso: a ritual in the holy Kiso forest, ceremonial katana, unguent of rare woods, temple incense, leather bushi armor. So this fragrance has a blend of Japanese cedar, frankincense, and sawari cypress in the opening, a shy zuru maple, patchouli, and iris in the mid, and then hinoki, leather, and tree moss in the base. A note regarding Amber Teutonic from the brand: Mahler's hut perched high above the valley of alpine fir, horn echoes in the primeval forest, a Nibelungian hoard of precious emerald ambers. Amber Teutonic has opening notes of cedar, cardamom, and green mandarin, a heart of geranium, European larch, and Templin cone, and a base of Austrian pine, opopanax, and musk. So both of these fragrances have some notes that are out there a little bit. Going off the notes, each of these seem like they're going to be really good fall and winter fragrances. DS Durga typically have very high quality in their releases, so I'll try to check these out when I can. Also, I've been contacted by Rayon Tradition. They are the people that make Insurrection Pure, Insurrection Wild, Insurrection Dark. Most well known of those, probably Insurrection Pure, which is an Aventus clone. It's a fragrance that's actually really good considering it's under $20 and the packaging is high quality, at least as far as you would expect for a clone fragrance. They reached out to me at the very beginning of the month, and they made me aware of some fragrances that they're planning to release. Now the thing is they said that nobody's talked about these online yet. Nobody's allowed to, technically. They didn't tell me I couldn't talk about it. They just said that their distributors couldn't post them online yet. And the strange thing is on the 8th, they said they were going to send me some samples of them, just little spray vials. And then they pretty much ghosted me. I've not heard anything back from them since then. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about these in public yet. I don't even know if they're officially going forward with them yet. I'm trying to wait for them to respond to the last follow-up that I sent to them. If they don't, then in next week's This Week in Fragrance, I'll talk to you guys about what they've told me so far. One thing, though, that I think is very interesting is Rayon Tradition is not known for expensive fragrances. I mean, pretty much everything that they've made is $20 or under. And as I understand it, as they told me originally before they disappeared on me, they are planning on selling their new releases for $200 each. Again, I have not sampled them. I can't tell you if that's an astronomical, insane price for what they've got going on, or if it's actually in line with what they've got going on. So next week, if I've heard nothing else, I'll give you guys the information I have, pictures, note breakdowns, etc. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So that's pretty much it as far as new releases go. Now let's talk about some of the things going on in the fragrance community. First off, Jeremy Fragrance's Kickstarter. I talked about it last week. I basically just said, hey, Jeremy Fragrance's Kickstarter is starting today, so if you're interested, make sure to jump on that. And a whole lot of you did. So for those of you unaware of what a Kickstarter is, it's basically a way to secure funding for a project through crowdfunding. So this was to fund Jeremy Fragrance's new fragrance company and fragrance, which is Fragrance One, the company, and then Office for Men, the fragrance. I'm sure you're all aware, but Alberto Morillas is the perfumer and Firmenich is the distributor for this fragrance. As of right now, there are no notes released on the fragrance. There's no mock-up on the bottle or anything like that, so it's kind of up in the air as to exactly what everybody's going to be getting, you know, what it looks like, what it smells like. As that information comes in though, I'll let everybody know. Anyway, in order for this Kickstarter to be funded, which means you have to crest a certain amount before you get any of the money. If you don't crest that amount, then once the campaign ends, you don't get funded at all. He had to hit $28,458. It's actually in euros on the website, but it automatically converts to dollars since I'm in the US. And that amount was met in the first couple minutes, really. If you went onto this Kickstarter when it officially launched, the counter for how much had been pledged just kept spinning and spinning and spinning and going higher and higher. As of right now, it's just a little bit over $800,000 pledged with over 5,000 separate backers. So I would say by anybody's measure that the Kickstarter has been a huge success. Right now you can currently pledge 125 euros, about $142 for a single bottle of the fragrance, or 250 euros, which is about $285 for 2 bottles of the fragrance. And that Kickstarter is going to be active for another 22 days from today, so it's not like it's ending anytime soon. Retail price on these bottles is going to be $160, so that's what it will sell for once the Kickstarter is over and everything is being sold through the website set up for the fragrance. After the Kickstarter is over and the fragrance goes up for sale normally, it's only going to be available in the European Union and the USA. So if you live outside of the EU or the USA and you want this fragrance, it's probably best to go ahead and order it through the Kickstarter. Just wanted to go ahead and update everybody on how that went. Obviously, very well. And going forward, if a note breakdown comes out for the fragrance or, you know, the actual packaging or anything, I'll include that just to keep you guys informed. All right, on to the Fragrantica Reader's Choice Awards. So as of right now, Fragrantica is having their 2nd annual Reader's Choice Awards. If you're a member of Fragrantica, you can log in and cast your votes for your favorite or least favorite fragrances. It's free to register for Fragrantica. One of the most useful things about Fragrantica is you can add what fragrances you have into your own personal wardrobe, and fragrances that you want, you can add those as well. It kind of can help you keep everything organized, or that's at least what I use it for. So all of the categories I'm about to read off are things that you can vote on as of right now. Categories are Best Fragrance for Women, Best Fragrance for Men, Best Unisex Fragrance, Best Fragrance of 2018 for Women, Best Fragrance of 2018 for Men, Best Perfume Bottle of 2018, Best Perfume Flanker of 2018, Best Gourmand Fragrance, Best Oud Fragrance, Best Rose Fragrance, Best White Floral Fragrance, Best Modern Interpretation of a Classic, and the Biggest Perfume Flex of 2018, which to me sounds like a category that Manny from Cascade Scents would have came up with. Shout out to Cascade Scents. So yeah, you can go into each one of these categories. If the fragrance that you think should be there isn't there, you can nominate it, which will then put it into the running. And for each category, up to 5 fragrances, you can give either a thumbs up or a thumbs down to the fragrances that are nominated. And then after all is said and done, you'll have the winners for the 2nd annual Reader's Choice Awards. As of this video, Guerlain Shalimar Eau de Parfum is winning for Best Fragrance for Women. Dior Homme Parfum is winning for Best Fragrance for Men. Tobacco Vanille is winning for Best Unisex Fragrance. Coco Mademoiselle Intense is winning for Best Women's Fragrance 2018. And Ombre Leather 2018 by Tom Ford is winning for Best Men's Fragrance 2018. And for Best Bottle, Mugler Aura is currently winning. And what's interesting about this as well is you can tell just by looking at which fragrances are winning that Fragrantica has a much different makeup than the YouTube fragrance community or Facebook fragrance community in general. For example, in the Best Men's Fragrance category, Encre Noir is doing really well, along with Terre d'Hermès, Fahrenheit Eau de Toilette, the original Gucci Pour Homme. And those are all great fragrances. I like each one of those. But those are not really the fragrances that immediately jump to mind when you think of particularly the YouTube fragrance community. If it was made up mainly of people that watch videos on YouTube, you would probably expect fragrances like Sauvage or Layton or even Invictus Aqua to be ranking much higher. And Invictus Aqua isn't even an option for Best Men's right now. And there's nothing wrong with that difference, with that gap between who uses Fragrantica and who doesn't. It's just interesting to see how different those fragrance communities can be as far as their tastes go. All right, let's do some coupons. Fragrance Net, 37% off. I like to cover this one every week because it's the one that I probably get asked the most about. It is the same as last week. GPYA37 and GRPW37. Both of those get you 37% off. If in the future one of those stops working, try the other one. Next up, Olympic Orchids. They're having a 20% off sale right now with the code WINTERSALE20. You have to have at least a $15 purchase in order for that to work. And that code lasts through the end of December. So that's going to be at orchidscents.com. Next up, Clive Christian, the very expensive niche house. They're having a US sale right now, 50% off of most of their scents. So this is a great time to pick up a Clive Christian if you've been looking at one, because now you can get it at half off, which is a huge discount considering how much these usually go for. You don't need a coupon code for this one. Just go to clivechristian.com/USA/sale. If you've been looking to get a Clive Christian, now's the time. And last up is Twisted Lily. They're having a complimentary gift card giveaway. They do this every so often, and they're doing it again now. So basically, once you meet a certain spend, they give you a gift card that you can use on a later purchase. Right now, if you spend $125, you get a $25 gift card. Use code LASTCALL25 for that. And if you spend $300, you get a $60 gift card. Use code LASTCALL60 for that. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me for this week in fragrance. Not too many new releases, but still a decent amount to talk about. Hopefully heading into the new year, we'll see some cool new releases coming out or being scheduled for the future. And if Ray and Tradition doesn't get back in touch with me, I'll let you know what they've got in the works as well. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week with another week in fragrance.